Time flew by, and soon Susan's visa was about to expire. She had to get married to continue living in Northern Europe. So she was going to marry a Northern European man she had just met months ago. Before that, she tried to ask Danny if he would be with her, but Danny refused her. She was very sad, but she said she understood Danny. During the wedding preparation, Danny also actively participated. He helped Susan with some trivial matters and even served as the best man on the wedding day. At the wedding, Susan looked beautiful in her white wedding dress. Danny stood beside her, feeling both happy for her and a little sad. However, not long after the wedding, Susan and her husband encountered a tricky problem. Susan's husband, without a job or income, was unable to apply for Susan's residence permit. This put them in a difficult situation, and Susan was very anxious, not knowing what to do. Danny, upon learning of this, struggled with his thoughts for a long time. He knew that Susan and her husband were under immense pressure, and he had the means to help them. After much deliberation, Danny decided to lend a helping hand. He approached Susan and softly said, "Susan, I know you're facing a tough situation now. I have some savings that might be able to help you and your husband out of this predicament." Susan's eyes widened in surprise, quickly followed by deep gratitude. She whispered, "Danny, are you really willing to help us? That's wonderful. I don't know how to thank you enough." Danny smiled shyly and replied, "Susan, you're my friend, and it's only right that I help you. There is no need to thank me. I just hope you can get through this smoothly." Susan clutched Danny's hand tightly, tears brimming in her eyes. "Danny, you're truly amazing. I'll never forget your kindness." Danny responded, "You've always brought sunshine and brightness into my life. In the long and cold Northern European winters, I've never felt lonely or isolated because of you." Susan couldn't hold back her tears and said, "I have nothing but my enthusiasm and a positive attitude towards life." After Susan got married, Danny's life gradually returned to normal. He continued to be busy with work and gradually became solitary again. Whenever the night was quiet and still, he would think of Susan. Her smile, her voice, and her every move were all deeply etched in his memory. He missed Susan's laughter and the days they spent laughing and playing together. He didn't know whether what he felt deep in his heart for Susan was love or attachment. He needed time to discover his true feelings. He softly said, "Susan, you will always be my family, my kin." Danny realized that despite his efforts to control his emotions, Susan had left an indelible mark in his heart. He decided to cherish the memories with Susan while also learning to adapt to life without her and move forward. Now, the house is still filled with laughter and joy, and Danny remains an indispensable part of it. Together with his roommates, he creates many beautiful memories. They know that life is always full of surprises, and as long as they feel it with their hearts, they will find its beauty. Danny finally understood that no matter where life takes him, as long as he has love and warmth in his heart, he can find his own happiness. And Susan's tolerance and understanding, as well as the place she left in his heart,